Hey everybody, this is part 2 of chapter 3, section 4, factoring expressions. Okay, let's just get right in here. What is the GCF of the terms in an expression that include variables and constants? Okay, this says find the GCF of 4x plus 8. So what's different here, instead of just 4 plus 8, you have 4x plus 8. Well, we're still going to list out the factors the same way in order to find the GCF. We're still going to have 4x, and we're still going to have 8. We'll start with 8 because that's what we're used to. The factors of 8 are 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. And really, there are no other factors of 8. You can use a multiplication chart to find those. That's all of them. And really, we're looking for factor pairs. 1 times 8 is 8, 2 times 4 is 8. What about 4x, though? Well, we still start with 1, but now we have a different idea here because 1 times what is 4x? 1 times 4x is 4x. What about 2? 2 times what is 4x? And it's 2 times 2x because 2 times 2 is 4, so you get 4x. But there's one other factor pair, and if you think about 4x as 4 times x, you'll probably see it, the factor pair of 4 times x. 4 and x is a factor pair. So what numbers are common in both lists? We have 1 in both lists, 2 in both lists, and 4 in both lists. X isn't in both lists, 2x isn't in both lists, 4x isn't in both lists, and 8 is not in both lists. So the GCF is 4. Now, what if this problem were slightly different and said factor out the GCF? How would we do it? Well, if we now know that the GCF is 4, we could factor out the 4. Remember, this is 4 times x plus 4 times 2, right, to get 8. We could factor out the 4, and 4 times what is x? X plus 4 times what is 8, and that's 2. And so now we factored out the GCF. Now, this wasn't what the problem asked for, but you're going to have similar problems to this on your homework. So the term 4x is really 4 multiplied by x. So the factors of 4x are 4 and x, as well as 1, 2, 2x, and 4x, as we showed. And the constant 8 has factors of 1, 2, 4, and 8. So the GCF of 4x and 8 is 4. All right, moving on to the next question. Do I always have to factor out an expression using the GCF? So could we factor out any of these other common factors? For instance, in this last problem, could we have factored out 1 or 2? Let's see. The expression 12x plus 24 can be factored in many different ways. For example, you could factor out a 2, you could factor out a 3, you could factor out a 4. How do you know? Well, if you use distributive property, 2 times 6x is 12x. 2 times 12 is 24. So 2 times the quantity 6x plus 12 is the same as 12x plus 24. Same thing here. If I distribute the 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times 8 is 24. So 3 times the quantity 4x plus 8 is the same as 12x plus 24. And how about this one? Hopefully you know it now. You have a factor next to parentheses. That factor is going to distribute to all of the terms in the parentheses. 4 times 3x is 12x. 4 times 6 is 24. So all of these expressions are equivalent to 12x plus 24. So you can factor out any common factor, but we usually factor out, let's see, 4 is the GCF. We usually factor out the GCF. All right, last one here. How can I tell if two expressions are equivalent? And let's remember that word equivalent means equal. You can make a little arrow, means equal. So, which expression is not equivalent to 16x plus 24? Well, how about 2 times the quantity 8x plus 12? How can we check if that's equivalent to 16x plus 24? Well, we have a factor next to parentheses. It distributes. So 2 times 8x is 16x plus 2 times 12 is 24. So was this expression 2 times the quantity 8x plus 12 equivalent to 16x plus 24? Yes. So now we'll try the next one. 4 is a factor next to parentheses. The 4 distributes to 4x. 4 times 4x is 16x. 4 times 6 is 24. Ayabuka. That's the same. So still haven't found one. All right, now let's do the next one. I'm sure you're very excited. 6 times 3x. 6 times 3 is 18x. And then 6 times 4 is 24. Uh-oh, is that the same? It is definitely not. So 6 must not have been a common factor to 16x 24. It wasn't, because when you distribute 6 times 3x, you get 18x, not 16x. And just to check, look at this weird one over here. The 8 is after the parentheses, but still it's multiplying because it's next to parentheses. That 8 would distribute to the 2x. 8 times 2x is 16x. And then 8 times 3 is 24. I have some students each year who go, I thought we couldn't multiply unlike terms. I thought we couldn't multiply 2 times 8x. You can, because what this is really saying is 2 times 8 times x. 2 times 8 is 16, so it's 16x. What you wouldn't be able to do is you could not add 2 plus 8x. Those are unlike terms. Remember, terms are separated by addition and subtraction. You cannot combine those together. But multiplying, yes, you can multiply variables and numbers, and it's totally fine. Okay, you can use, what property we're using to rewrite the expressions. What are we doing? We are distributing. We're distributing that factor to all of the terms inside. So we're going to use the distributive property to rewrite each expression to see if it is, what was that word that we said means equal? Equivalent to 16x plus 24. All right, everybody, we're going to skip this last problem. You're free to do it if you'd like, but the homework exercises will be related to what we've already done in the notes. I wish you the best on the lesson, on the homework on big ideas. Please email me if you have any questions. Thanks, everybody.